Chaos erupting at Tennessee's Capitol as lawmakers expelled two Democratic state representatives who took part in this gun control protest after the deadly Nashville school shooting. But while state representatives Justin Jones and Justin Pearson were removed, a third, Gloria Johnson, well, she survived the vote. And she claims that's because of racism.
I think it's pretty clear I'm a 60-year-old white woman, and they are two young black men. I was talked down to as a woman, mansplained to, but it was completely different from the questioning that they got.
Tennessee State Speaker of the House, Cameron Sexton, was there yesterday, and he joins us now. Thank you so much for being with us. So you heard Representative Johnson's characterizations of the questions about their behavior on the well that day and her explanation for why she survived and the other two were expelled. What's your reaction?
Well, I mean, that's a false narrative on her part. She had two attorneys in the well, and if you go back and look at the opening, her attorney, John Mark Wendell, came out strong, made a lot of points that she was not as active a participant as the other two. She didn't grab the bullhorn. She didn't scream and yell. She didn't lead the protest. So one evidence of all three, they were able to make their statements, have representation. Some of the members showed that it felt that she was not as active participant in leading the protest on the House.
In fact, isn't that the argument she made to you, that she wasn't as active as the other two who were expelled? I'm reading a quote from her. She said, "I went to the well. As long as this microphone was on, I stood with them. As long as this microphone was on, they spoke and didn't yell. And when we called a recess, I think that's when the megaphone came out. I absolutely never yelled. This is about me as I understand it. I didn't speak in a voice as any other member on this floor. Make what you will." So she is making an argument, it sounds, that she behaved differently than the two that were expelled. And yet when you hear her go on CNN, she's saying it's because she's white and they are black.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. She's trying to put political racism in this, which there was nothing on this. They were all given due process. They were all three that were up there. They all three went for expulsion. Even the Tennessean said that they led the protest from the House floor. And so she made her statements. She separated herself. Actually, she separated herself from the other two and said, I didn't have the megaphone. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I just stood there with them, alongside them. And so she made her case that she, as you said, did not do what they did on the House.
Yeah, I mean, if were this a court of law, that would be the witness being impeached on cross-examination, making conflicting statements to you in her making a case not to be expelled, and to CNN in making the case that it was racism. I want to get your response really quickly to this as well. The President of the United States had this to say about what's going on there in Tennessee. He said, "Today's expulsion of lawmakers who engaged in peaceful protest is shocking, undemocratic, and without precedent. Rather than debating the merits of the issues, these Republican lawmakers chose to punish, silence, and expel duly elected representatives of the people of Tennessee." It seems to be the president believes that the riot on your floor there and the disruption of proceedings was democracy, and you imposing decorum rules, well, that is undemocratic.
Well, in my house, on the floor, since I'm speaker, we have rules, we have decorum, we have process, we have procedures. Imagine if that happened on the congressional floor during his State of the Union address and people took over in front of him, pulled out a bullhorn, and started leading the people in chants of protest from the congressional floor. I don't think he would approve of that, and I think those acts rise to the same level.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out the definition of democracy versus undemocratic. You know, we heard the argument made very well that on January 6th, the disruption of proceedings was undemocratic. But now it seems to be the advocacy for disrupting proceedings is a vision of democracy.
Well, January 6th, most of that happened outside, which is what they called. Some people got inside the Capitol. But this happened by three members on our House floor that even the largest newspaper in Tennessee proceeding recess, yeah. And we had to come back 45 minutes later. What they did was not right, and it deserved expulsion.
All right. All right, Tennessee State Speaker of the House, Cameron Sexton, thank you for shedding light on that situation this morning.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.